Greetings, scholars. You guys are going to get to start your culminating project for your Ozobots today. And you are going to be creating a city map for your Ozobot to travel through and explore the city and look at new sites. Let me give you some examples of what some other students have done. Check these out. So you are going to take this little guy and create a map for him. And I've got mine started here already. I haven't gotten it all finished, but I've got my calibration dot and I've got my path going here. And now I'm just gonna start adding my buildings and adding details and color. And it's kind of hard to see in the video, but I've got my codes here. And he can travel all the way through here. And once I put the buildings in, he will stop and see and visit those different sites and places. You'll notice if you open your packet up, this one right here, on the very first page is the Ozobot City Building Checklist, okay? If you look at the first table up at the top, there are all kinds of ways for you to earn points. So if your city has a name, that's 2 points. If you do the blueprint planning page, which is on the second page here, that's 2 more points. If you put a calibration dot on your map, that's another 2 points. For every building speed code, direction code, and special code, you're gonna get 2 points per code. And then if you look down at the second table, this is the quality of your map. You're gonna get 100 points if your map has amazing quality and it's absolutely beautiful and has tons of details and your buildings are colored. 75 points if your map looks pretty darn good, but maybe some of your codes are not super clear or maybe things are not totally working out, but it's pretty good and it obviously shows that you've put in some effort. A few mistakes, but you figured out how to make it work. 50 points if your map's okay, you kind of put some effort into it. You could have put some more. There are some mistakes, some things worked out, some things didn't. Your coloring's maybe not so great, you didn't add any details, those kinds of things. 25 points if you didn't put in much effort at all, sloppy, hard to read, etc., etc. So go through and read all of these things on your own so you can figure out how you can get the most points for your map. So the blueprint is next. Then if you turn the page again, you've got a page for all the Ozobot codes. There's a couple codes too that are not on here that were in your previous notebook packet from your skills lessons that you were working on prior to this. So this is here to help you. And then the rest of your packet has your buildings for your city map. You can choose to use whichever ones you like. Color them, make them exciting, add some details, cut them out. You don't have to use them all. In fact, you shouldn't use them all. There's a lot of buildings here. Then if you flip all the way to the very last page, you've got some road signs too that you can use as well. So these are just some really fun things for you to add to your map. The other thing that is really, really important is being organized. We're gonna have over 225 students doing this project. Yes, you need to be working with the group or your partner or group of 3 that you have been working with this whole time. And we need to make sure that our group work is staying organized. So you've got this packet. When you get your map, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna fold it in half and you're gonna fold it in half. So we're gonna pause the video right now so you can get your map and you can do this. Once your map is folded in half, you can take your packet for the city building and your other packet and you're gonna put it right inside. Your name needs to be on the back of this map and it needs to be on your packet. They all go in here, it creates this kind of a nice little folder and that way everything stays organized. Your name needs to be on both in case they get separated. We know who's who in the zoo and who they belong to. Finally, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is that we have borrowed some other Ozobots from another school. They are the same iteration of our Ozobots. They just haven't had quite as much use and they have different blue little helmets, so they're kind of fun. They can be a little bit tricky to plug in on the back because sometimes the helmet doesn't totally line up with the hole on the helmet doesn't totally line up with the plug-in, so you might have to kind of shift this around a little bit and make sure it lines up when you plug it in. Please be very careful plugging it in. Do not shove it. If you have to shove it, then you need to stop and reassess and look and make sure you've got it in the correct way. It shouldn't be hard to shove it. I think that's it. Let me know if you have any questions, and your task today is to get your name on all your stuff, make sure your map is folded and organized, and start your planning sheet.